Hello teachers, this is Alex from Biointercâmbios, and I'm here again to talk to you about a course. Well, the name of this course is Creativity in the Classroom. And why is it so important to be creative for us teachers in the classroom? It's pretty important because pretty much we have to adapt the materials we have to teach and the topics we have to teach, whether it's listening, grammar, or pronunciation, or whatever we're going to be teaching. We have to make sure that we teach it in a creative way so that we can involve students. I have my favorite quote by Benjamin Franklin is, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I'll learn." So this is the thing. You have to make sure you involve your students in this environment that is gonna lead them to, of course, learn what you want to teach them, right? This course is for anyone who is 18 plus. And if you have at least a B2 level of English, which means upper intermediate, and then, of course, you can be taking this course as a teacher, okay? It's a 2-week course that takes place in England, all right? And it's also very important to know that it doesn't matter what age or level of students you have, of course, you can benefit a lot from taking this course. This course is going to teach you how to come up with creative tools in order to enhance students' learning so that you create an environment of learning inside the classroom, right? Or, of course, if you give one-on-one classes or something like that, it's going to work the same way. So the highlights of this course are contact. The first thing that I found pretty interesting is the contact you're going to have with teachers from all over the world, because they're going to be there to take the course together with you, so that of course you can exchange a lot of information and knowledge. But on top of that, of course, this course is going to be given by professionals who are ready to teach you how to teach and how to motivate them at the same time. This course encourages creative thinking, okay? And it's done through workshops and talks and classes and stuff like that. Okay, I've spoken a lot, and you were like, okay, so why should I take this course? What is the practical side of taking this course? It's pretty simple. Let's suppose that, for example, you have to teach, the topic of your lesson is fashion. You're like, wow, how can I teach like fashion? What am I gonna be doing so that my students get interested about it? Okay, so of course, a lesson that covers fashion is going to be about the names of the clothing items, and on top of that you have to create a situation in which they gotta buy something at a clothes store or at a shoe store, or some kind of I would say everyday English thing involved. Otherwise it's going to be useless just showing them vocabulary and having them repeat the vocabulary. But you can add more spices to your class if you do something I learned myself years ago, 11, 12 years ago, when I was studying abroad, and I saw how teachers approached this topic about fashion. So besides teaching vocabulary and trying to encourage students to buy something, to have an act out kind of thing about buying something, they brought up a very interesting topic, which is how fashion can be negative to the environment. And that's when you get students who are not interested in fashion itself to participate. And then you were like, the first question they asked was what do you think are the most polluting industries or sources of pollution in the world? And nobody ever came up with fashion. And it turns out that fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world, just behind oil. And then the students are like, wow, I'm mind blown. I didn't know that. How come I didn't know that before, right? So that's when you engage your students to participate, even if they are not into fashion. because that's what bringing creativity to the classroom is about. If you want to check out more about this thing about like fashion and stuff like that, how the fashion industry can pollute the environment, you just go and check out a video about TAD ad, and you just simply type TAD ad t-shirt on YouTube, and then you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So that's how I learned how to bring something else to add spices to the lesson when I'm teaching fashion and when the topic is fashion. And also, it's very common for teachers when you are studying abroad, they come to you and they ask, how do you teach this or how do you teach that? Okay, so they want to know your approach in terms of getting across what you have to get across so that students are gonna learn, you know? Well, if you want more info about it, of course, just click on the link below, and I can guarantee, of course, that creativity in the classroom is what makes a huge difference, is what turns a very boring lesson on your textbook into like a brilliant, super interesting lesson. And of course, you benefit a lot from taking this course. Click on the link below. See ya.